Your connection with them will not be built solely on emotions or fleeting attraction, but on something deeper, something that stands the test of time. Emotions come and go, they fluctuate with circumstances, but when God is at the center, the foundation is unshakable. The relationship is not based on how you feel in the moment, but on a purpose that goes beyond the present. When God places someone in your life, your connection will have a sense of divine order. Things will not feel forced or manipulated. Rather, they will flow naturally according to His timing and plan. You won't have to strive to make things happen or constantly worry about whether the relationship is progressing as it should. Instead, there will be a rhythm, a divine flow that reassures you that God is at work. When a connection is truly from God, it will bear the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. These qualities will be evident in your interactions, and the way you both grow together. The presence of these fruits is a strong indication that God is in the midst of the relationship and that it is serving His greater purpose. Relationships that are built on personal desires alone often lack these qualities. They may be driven by passion, excitement, or even fear of loneliness, but they do not carry the lasting fruit that comes from a relationship rooted in God's will. When God brings someone into your life for a divine purpose, the relationship will edify you. It will draw you closer to Him. It will encourage you to seek His presence more and to grow spiritually. Instead of distracting you from your faith, it will push you deeper into it. One of the ways to discern if a desire for someone is truly from God is to examine its impact on your spiritual life. Does it bring you closer to Him, or does it pull you away? Does it strengthen your faith, or does it weaken your commitment to God's Word? Does it lead you to seek Him more, or does it make you complacent in your walk with Him? A relationship from God will always inspire spiritual growth. It will challenge you to be better, to love more deeply, and to live according to His will. It will not hinder your calling, but will instead help you walk in it more confidently. When God is involved, He will use the relationship to refine your character, to teach you patience, humility, and selflessness. He will use it as a tool for your transformation, molding you into the person He has called you to be. Too often we become consumed by our own desires and fail to see the bigger picture. We chase after relationships that look good on the surface, but lack the substance needed to sustain them. We ignore red flags in the hopes that things will change later. We settle for less than God's best because we fear waiting. But when God is in it, the relationship will not be built on mere appearances. It will have depth, it will have meaning, it will have purpose. You will know it is from God because it will align with His Word. It will not contradict His principles or require you to compromise your values. It will not lead you into sin, but will instead draw you toward righteousness. You will know it is from God because it will be marked by peace instead of anxiety, by faith instead of fear, by clarity instead of confusion. Even in the midst of challenges, you will have an unshakable confidence that God is working in and through the relationship. Trust is another vital sign. When God is in it, there will be trust, not just in each other, but in Him. You will not feel the need to manipulate, control, or force things to happen. Instead, you will have the assurance that God is leading the way. Trust in God is what allows a relationship to thrive. When you both surrender your desires to Him and allow Him to guide you, you will experience a relationship that is built on a solid foundation. And when trials come, and they will come, you will not be shaken because you know that the relationship is not held together by human effort, but by God's divine hand. If you find yourself constantly doubting, questioning, or feeling uneasy about a relationship, it may be a sign that God is not in it. God is not the author of confusion. He is a God of peace. When He is at the center of a relationship, His peace will be evident, even in the midst of difficulties. Understanding God's will for our relationships requires patience and discernment. It requires a willingness to surrender our desires to Him and trust that He knows what is best for us. It requires us to listen to His voice, Follow his leading rather than being swayed by emotions or societal pressures. When God places someone in your life, it will be for a reason. It will not always be easy, but it will always be purposeful. He will use the relationship to shape you, to refine you, and to prepare you for what he has in store. He will use it to teach you lessons that will strengthen your faith and deepen your trust in him. And when the relationship is truly from him, it will glorify him in every aspect. It will be a reflection of his love, his grace, and his faithfulness. As you seek to discern whether the desire you have for someone is from God, ask yourself, does this relationship align with his word? Does it draw me closer to him? Does it bear the fruit of the Spirit? Does it bring peace instead of confusion? Does it inspire spiritual growth? Does it encourage trust in him? When the answer to these questions is yes, you can be assured that God is at work. You can move forward with confidence, knowing that he is leading you. But if the answer is no, it may be time to reevaluate, to seek his guidance, and to trust that he has something better for you. God is not a God of half-hearted promises. He is a God of intentionality, of purpose, and of perfect timing. He knows what you need and he knows when you need it, so do not settle for less than is best. Do not allow impatience to drive you into something that is not meant for you. Wait on him, trust in his plan, and know that when he brings the right person into your life, it will be undeniable. It will be clear, it will be full of peace, and it will align with his perfect will. And in the end, the desire that is truly from God will not just satisfy a temporary longing, it will fulfill a greater purpose. It will be a part of his divine story for your life, and it will lead you closer to him in ways you never imagined. So as you walk this journey of discernment, trust that God is in control. Listen to his voice, follow his guidance, and allow him to lead you to the relationships that will bring glory to his name. For in his perfect plan and in his perfect time, he will bring the right people into your life to shape you, to bless you, and to fulfill his purpose in and through you. We come together to explore an important question that many of us encounter in life. How can we discern whether the desire we feel for someone is truly from God or simply a reflection of our own personal will? This is not a matter of fleeting emotions or temporary attraction. It is a question of discernment, of recognizing God's hand in shaping our relationships and connections with others. When God brings someone into your life, it is never by chance. It is a part of his divine plan for you. It won't always be easy, nor will it always align with your personal preferences, but today I want to share with you 4 undeniable signs that will help you understand whether the desire for someone is genuinely from God. When God introduces someone into your life, it is never a random occurrence. It is not dictated by the convenience of the moment or the comfort of your current situation. Too often, we seek relationships that simply make life easier. We long for people who can meet our immediate needs or provide us with temporary happiness. But when God's hand is truly at work, divine alignment takes precedence over personal comfort. It will never be about what is easiest for you. It will always be about what is best for you according to his purpose. God's plan for your life extends far beyond what you can see in the present moment. His vision for you reaches beyond your current circumstances and taps into the potential of who you are meant to become. When he brings someone into your life, it is not merely about filling a short-term void or making your journey smoother. It is about shaping you, refining you, and preparing you for the destiny he has planned for you. The person God has chosen for you may not necessarily make life easier in the way you might expect. In fact, they may challenge you in ways that push you out of your comfort zone. They may lead you to confront areas of your life that you would have rather left untouched. But that is the essence of divine alignment, that does not cater to your desire for ease, but instead aligns you with God's will, which sometimes requires growth through discomfort. Consider the story of Joseph. His own brothers threw him into a pit, setting off a chain of trials that could have broken him. But those trials were not evidence of God abandoning him. Rather, they were God's way of preparing him for a greater purpose. Those difficult moments, the very ones that seemed like obstacles, were actually stepping stones to his destiny. If Joseph had chosen comfort over purpose, If he had sought the easy path instead of enduring the struggle, he would have missed out on the divine alignment that God had orchestrated for his life. When you understand this, you begin to realize that divine alignment is not about finding someone who makes everything effortless. It is about finding someone who challenges you, encourages your growth, and propels you toward your God-given purpose. If you are only looking for ease and convenience, you may overlook or dismiss the very person God has sent to shape your journey. The alignment God brings into your life may not always satisfy your short-term desires, but it will always fulfill your eternal purpose. That is the key to recognizing a relationship that is truly from God. It will not be solely about making life easier for you. It will be about elevating you to something greater, something more meaningful. You may be called to do things that stretch your faith, patience, and endurance. But in the end, you will see that this journey is not just about you. It is about fulfilling the plan God has set before you and those around you. God's alignment is always about growth, about preparing you for something beyond your understanding. The person He sends into your life will shape you, not just in moments of comfort, but in times of challenge and transformation. When God brings someone into your life, they may question your habits, your thinking, and even your heart. But through these challenges, you are being molded into the person He has destined you to be. Divine alignment, then, is not about how easy the path is. It is about reaching the destination God has ordained for you. When you trust His guidance in your relationships, you will begin to see that even the difficult moments serve a purpose in His greater plan. This is a truth we must embrace. If your relationship aligns with God's purpose, it will not always be smooth, but it will always lead to something greater. The desire you feel may not make sense right away, but when you look back, you will recognize God's wisdom in every step. During those moments of discomfort, you will realize that God is preparing you for something more significant than you could have ever imagined. His divine alignment is never about the ease of today, but about the strength and power He is building in you for tomorrow. When God is present in a relationship, one of the clearest signs is the peace He provides. This peace is not the kind that the world offers. It is unwavering, steady, and unshakable, no matter what circumstances you face. When your desire for someone is truly from God, it is accompanied by a peace that settles deep in your spirit. It is a peace that remains firm even when doubt tries to creep in, when challenges arise, or when the road ahead appears uncertain. Instead of feeling anxious or uneasy, you will experience a stillness that can only come from God, a quiet assurance that tells you, "This is right. This is where I am meant to be." Think about it. When we chase after our own desires, we often find ourselves in emotional turmoil. We question our choices, second-guess ourselves, and wrestle with uncertainty. One moment we feel confident, and the next we are overwhelmed by doubt. Our emotions fluctuate, leaving us in a state of confusion. But when God is leading the way, His peace does not waver. It does not shift with circumstances or emotions. His peace remains firm regardless of what is happening around you. When God places someone in your life, you will feel that peace. Not just a temporary calm, but a deep, abiding peace that reassures you even when things get tough. You won't have to constantly second-guess if you are making the right decision. Even in challenges, you will sense that God is in control. You won't feel like you are carrying the burden alone. Instead, everything about the relationship will feel as though it fits into the larger picture God has already laid out for your life. This peace does not mean the absence of difficulties, but rather the confidence that God is in the midst of everything, leading and guiding you. You will know, deep within your heart, that He is with you, and that knowledge alone will provide a peace that cannot be shaken. There will be storms, moments of uncertainty, and times of testing, but through it all, you will remain anchored in Him. On the other hand, when our desires are fueled by personal emotions or self-serving motives, peace is often missing. Instead, we experience restlessness, confusion, and inner turmoil. We may question our choices endlessly, feeling unsure about whether we should continue or walk away. Our minds become overwhelmed with conflicting thoughts, leaving us feeling lost. But when God is in control, His peace does not fade when difficulties arise. It remains steady. If you constantly find yourself wrestling with uncertainty, take a step back and reflect. Are you truly following God's lead, or are you pursuing your own desires? The peace of God will never lead you into chaos. It will always guide you to a place of trust, assurance, and rest, even when the future is unclear. When the desire for someone is truly from God, it comes with an unshakable peace, a peace that anchors you no matter what life brings your way. So, trust in God's plan, let your relationships be directed by His purpose, and watch how He shapes not just your life, but the lives of those around you, all for His glory. Stay focused on His calling, remain committed to His purpose, and let the relationships you build reflect His love, grace, and divine design. The journey may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it, because it will lead you to the fulfillment of God's greatest plans for you.